Hey guys, this is Brianna Page and you're back with another video.
Ride the act like a bird. Play what they want, ain't what they want. Only been homies for just a few months. Time to build trust, especially when people you thought you was friends with just start moving sus. I don't hold a grudge. Stop messing with them like they're non-existent because they're a dog. While you sending threats when you ain't a thug, so you in the club and you ain't do nothing.
Today's video is gonna be a video more about what's going on the other side of the world. I know that y'all have been hearing about Sudan and what's on social media and on the internet, CNN, the news. You've been hearing that all on all outlets of social media, basically.
Protesters are once more finding their voices. Chanting civilian, civilian, the protesters come out at night, demanding an end to rule by the Transitional Military Council.
A good thing that we could shed light on it, because now that we're like in a new age where you can see things, send things in a click of a second, where the whole world can know about it or watch it on TV, is good, so it can make people know, and having YouTube also let people know that what's going on the other side of the world is really wrong, and how they're being treated is really like tormenting, to be honest. I feel like it's sad how they're being treated just because of they're fighting for their rights as people, and as a government or as a leader over your like country or whatever you're leading, it's like I feel like you hold a certain position to make sure that it's going well in some way, and if it's not, there's other reasons, there are other things to do than to mistreat people based on because they feel like they need more rights, which is right because they are the people who live in that country. And that's why I wanted to touch light on this, because as people in Sudan, they are going through a hard time right now, and it's just because they're protesting for their rights, and they're being deteriorated. They're being treated like animals, are treated like creatures. They're being tormented. They're being abused just for speaking out on what they believe in and what they want for their country, which is crazy. People over there are being killed and tormented for standing up for their rights, and this is basically how it all started. It started basically really, Sudan have always probably had some problems in the past, but like the problem with the government going down to like, the government wanted the economy to stop basically going down. So back in December of 2018, they wanted to raise prices on goods to keep the economy from slipping more farther than it already was, and the people were not happy because of this. They started protesting because they felt like that this wasn't right. As people that lives in that economy, the Sudan people, they started to protest, and they wanted to basically get their current leader they had, Omar al-Bashir, I think is how you pronounce it. They wanted him out of office because they feel like they felt like that he was not making the economy better, basically. So they wanted him out of office, which is right. I mean, they have the right to have some type of say in that because they are the people of Sudan. Time went on, like about 3 or 4 months, I think towards April, Omar was actually overthrown, so they had to get safety for him. So he has stepped down from his position in office and has gone into security and protective services because they are trying to attack this man. But the protesters are basically to change the rights of the people and on the goods and services too, but it's being led by professional and provisionary groups and doctors, lawyers, teachers. People of Sudan, our children are standing up for their rights and speaking out on what they believe in. Their rights, their main problem with their rights, they wanted the power, the civilian wanted power just like other countries had, instead of like the military having all the control and the government having all the control. Like, get with this, they would protest as time go on, and they would try to make negotiations with the representatives of the military, but technically, I guess somewhere along the line, the military didn't agree with these negotiations or whatever, and they decided to take action on the protests that was going on in the country by responding hatefully and meanly and degrading them as people and treating them like they were nothing. And one of the most tragic days after all this protesting was on June 3rd. People were, it's probably been happened before that too, but June 3rd was one of the most horrific one, was when people were getting attacked and killed, and kids were getting raped, and bodies were getting thrown into the Nile River. People, these military people were going in, raping men, women, children, killing them, and even going into schools where children go to learn and raping them and killing them and throwing their bodies in other places, and some of it is believed to be in the Nile River too.
You're wearing uniforms?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Were they carrying weapons?
Yes. At first, they told us they were going to shoot us and kill us, so we were afraid. Then they beat us and raped us.
She was taken with 6 other women. 2 of them were never seen again. She lives with around 30,000 others in this cramped camp for people fleeing ethnic violence.
There are dozens and dozens of innocent people, and it's just so sad. As like over here in America, we're like one of the powerhouses. We're not like, we have our own problems, which is like okay compared to, like, it's not as bad as what's going on around the rest of the world, but we have, like, we're living good over here, and it's like, as people over there are living horribly and being mistreated just because they're standing up for their rights, which makes no sense. They're protesting for their rights, which they have a right to do because they are the people living in that country, and the government and the military is responding in the most hateful way, and other people are getting involved, and the people in the government and the military over there doesn't like how we're getting involved, and they're telling lies to the rest of the world so they don't look as bad as we're so-called portraying them, which they are doing things that they don't want to say, because we have social media, we have internet, all this stuff can be sent out in a split of a second. So it's not like back then in the 60s and the 50s where you didn't have all that time, all that internet to send stuff out. So the whole world didn't really know, but now that the whole world knows and it's hard to hide it, they want to lie, which makes no sense because now we already know, you know? It's like, as the military or as the government, you should be able to compromise with the people of the country. And even if you don't want to negotiate, you don't have to retaliate or like respond in an evil way. It's not needed. You could have done it in a peaceful way. You could have handled the situation with negotiation or with compromise. You don't hurt people just because they want their rights. I don't understand where the military's mind is in Sudan. Like, I don't understand. Because they're the people. They have a right to protest. You're not the only people living in the economy. And if you don't want to negotiate, there's an easier way to, there's an easier way to handle situations than to rape people and kill people. And you're raping children and women and men. Like, what is wrong with you? I just don't understand. Because they're standing up for right. That makes you evil. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if they're protesting. I don't care if the protests are getting out of hand. That's evil. It's evil because it's not needed. To, like, keep people safe, people, like, even, they're so afraid to live in their own country that people are not even leaving their house. They have curfews at night to be in at a certain time to avoid danger and getting hurt. And people are scared to send their kids to school, which they suspended school over there for schools and universities because people are scared of getting hurt and military is invading schools and raping and killing these kids, so they're not sending their kids out. How are you making people in their own country feel afraid to go out where they live, which is not right? It's like, don't understand how people can be so evil sometimes. When it comes to power, money, and greed, people can get really evil because money holds value and power holds some type of superior feeling. So like they take this and it gets to their head and they have these evil outlooks on things, which makes them do evil, mean things to people, which is not an excuse because, again, I know what being a powerhouse is, but that's not how other countries do it. Of negotiating with the people, compromising, and and that's probably why the economy is where it is because you're not doing it the right way. You're doing it in the evil way, and you're getting mad because people around the world are trying to help people in Sudan stand up, and you're trying to lie because like it's none of our business. They're people, so it is our business. Like, I just don't understand. Don't treat people. You treat people in an evil way. You're killing people. You're killing children, women, men, raping them, taking away their dignity and their way of life because they're standing up for their rights, which makes no sense when negotiation and compromise is the easiest thing you could do. Easiest thing. Simple things instead of going out of your way and being evil. When I was back in Hawaii, like last week for my Girl Scout trip, I was literally seeing things on social media and Instagram, scrolling through my timeline, seeing such like horrific things of like hearing people getting killed, raped. I've been hearing kids getting pregnant because they're being raped by military men, like what? Which makes no sense. And I've been hearing also people getting hit by trucks, bullets flying, and killing people just because they're protesting for their rights. There's kids that are 13, 12, 11 that are being killed for helping to protest or just because they're out in the street. I'm waiting on how that's okay. It's not. And as people, as people in other countries and as people around the world, we should try to help them because they're going through so much right now. Because just for them to stand up, I feel like they're like very, very brave and they shouldn't have to feel terrified to stand up for their rights. They're putting themselves, especially people that are like leading these groups in these protests, are literally risking their life for their rights. To get right, they have to risk their life. Do you understand how that sounds? How does that make any sense? They have to fight to get their independence and freedom as people because other people won't let them. The same people who bleed, the same people who will die one day, hold so much authority over these people just because they're fighting their rights. And feel like they can be evil because they hold a certain position. They feel like they're superior, which they're not, because you're in that situation, like you're in this, because money, power, and greed, which it's like, it's society, it's a whole thing just made by people. You're living good and you got these people over here in another country living horribly. It's not your fault, but still it doesn't hurt to share what's going on, because the more you share and the more you act on different situations, that people will tell you that there's different ways to help, and you don't go like 5 minutes out of your way, which now doesn't take out a lot of time, just to help somebody that's fighting for their life and literally dying because they want certain rights. But there's actually 2 ways you can support. You can call this number. I'm gonna put it on the screen, but it's called, this is the number you can call. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's 202-224-3121. So you can call that number, state your zip code, and tell them you're trying to help Sudan. The second way you can do is go into this website and sign into change.org and petition demanding the UN to investigate the situation that's going on and what happened on the 3rd of June with the violations of their human rights when the military were treating them horribly and unhuman-like. And most importantly, you can just share it on social media. You can do all three of these things. You can easily share it on social media what's going on, and hashtag pray for Sudan, or hashtag help Sudan, or hashtag blue for Sudan. Like, a lot of people around the world are, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that's on social media are putting in their Instagram bios a blue color and as their profile picture to support Blue for Sudan and help Sudan, which I feel like is a great cause. And putting light, especially people who, everybody has a certain amount of followings, so all these different followings are letting other people know what's going on, and they can spread the word. So the more like you put on your social media what's going on and do it, people who follow you will see it, and they'll put on their social media, and their people will see it, and it's just spreading the word bigger, because every little thing helps them, because they have a lot going on right now. And we can, as people in different countries, especially the U.S., we can help people around the world just by sharing the word, because we live in an age where there's social media and internet, so we have a bigger chance at helping them than we would have had years ago, you know. It's important that we talk about these certain things that's going around the world, and because some people, sometimes they try to act like these because we're living good, that these things don't happen. And every country has their problems, but right now there's a lot of really evil things going on in other countries, which is not right, and we need to shed some light on it. And as a society and as the world and all, we have to learn how to treat people better, because especially based on origin, race, and rights, you are born free, and we have certain leaders that that are in office to help, and should be in office to help, not to hurt. You should not, as a person in your country or city or whatever you live in or village, you should not be afraid to go out and say something, or say what's on your mind, or be scared to walk on the street to go to school, or go to a gas station, or go to the grocery store. You shouldn't be scared to walk the streets. You shouldn't have to have a curfew at night because your life is in danger because of what's going on in the street. People shouldn't have to be scared to send their kids out to school, afraid that they're going to be killed in school. We all start off as little babies, and we all grow into adults, and we all die. So when we come on this earth, we're not just come with this knowledge and this discriminatory, and we'll learn this behavior. Some people learn this behavior, learn. People in this military in Sudan are learned. The leaders of this military are telling some members in the military, which is not right, is telling the people who work for the guards and stuff to tell them to enter these places and to go and rape and kill. And if they don't, they might put their life in danger. So they're being threatened because they have to go out and hurt other people. There are some people who do believe in love, rights, and freedom, but there's a lot of people who believe in greed, money, and power. We're here to help Sudan, so I'm going to spread this message and tell you to do those two things, please, by spreading the word and spreading the word, and spreading the word on social media, especially putting the hashtags pray for Sudan, blue for Sudan, help people in Sudan, just different things. You can look up different things on the internet and try to help Sudan, because we all should be trying to help them, because they're putting their life in risk to get human rights that should already be there, and they shouldn't be treated so evilly because of their standing up. We need to spread the word. It's wrong, it's evil, it's deteriorating, it's nasty and horrible how these people are being treated, and we need to help them. Thank my bio too. I put the phone number in the bio, and I'm gonna put the website in the bio. In the descriptions below, I'm thinking of Instagram, but in the description below, I'm gonna put the website, and I'm gonna put the phone number to help Sudan. So thank you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day. And let's make this world a better place. Peace out.
I don't care who the guy is. Because my right is my right, like my life. You know, all I have is my life. That means if I can say, I don't want that or I don't want this. When I check it out, the biggest man was a baby one time. So I don't know where him get all of these big ideas, want to be rulers over people. See? And help enforce devilism. Can't dig it. Can't take it.